If you only have time for one triceps exercise, let's make sure that it is not the dumbbell tricep kickback. That is the most overrated move you could possibly do for your triceps. If we want to build muscle there, we have to find ways to move through a full range of motion, move a little bit of weight, and you're not going to do those on the dumbbell triceps kickback at all.
Yeah, when we're picking out one exercise to get the most bang for our buck, there's many factors, especially in the tricep kickback, that may not make it the most efficient option that we have out there on the table, right?
Exactly. If you have time to do 4, 5, 6 triceps exercises, sure, we'll work some kickbacks in. But if you have time for one, if we're really trying to build triceps muscle, let's skip the triceps kickback. We're gonna go over why right now.
Reason number one why the kickback is overrated is the limited time under tension. At the end range of the kickback where our arm is straight is where we're getting the maximum load. But after that, as we start to bring the hand down, that load kind of diminishes and now we're no longer loaded through that full range.
When you're training your arms especially, we want to try to work and challenge our muscles for more of the range of motion. But when we're only getting that stimulus when our arm is straight, that lasts for a moment. That's just not a very, very effective way to attack our triceps and to build our triceps, and we're not getting much challenge out of it. Now, normally, when we don't have much challenge in an exercise, we might try to go heavier, but the second problem with the triceps kickback is there is kind of a limited load to it. This is not an exercise that you can go heavy with because you're in this bent over position. We have to maintain all this mid-back tension. We have to maintain all this rear delt tension. All of that is happening and it's limiting the amount of load we can use. And that's another issue because again, I want to go heavy if I want to get strong, if I really want to really grow the muscle, and I can't go heavy on this.
And that leads us right into our third point, would be the overuse of momentum in the exercise. At the bottom of this exercise, we want to stop at 90, but what tends to happen is bringing the arm forward and then kicking through. So again, we're using the momentum to throw that hand back or the weight back to that extended position. We're there for a split second and then we allow it to drop versus kicking the arm through, holding it for a second and then holding that eccentric phase all the way down back to the starting position.
Problem 2 and problem 3 essentially build upon each other because I want to go heavy on my kickback. So I wind up picking up that heavier weight and then all I'm doing is using momentum to get to that straight arm position. You add in the fact that I can't really last in that straight arm position very long, I don't get that tension. It all adds up to an exercise that just isn't worth doing in your triceps workout. If you have hours upon hours, yes, after you've done a whole ton of exercises, get to the triceps kickback. But first, you want to get these 3 moves in your workout.
Our first alternative to the tricep dumbbell kickback would be the cable tricep kickback. Now, we spoke about the time under tension with the dumbbell, how we're limited, but with the cable, we're actually able to load that muscle and hold that time under tension way longer through the whole range of motion versus just at that top part.
The truth is, having our arm parallel to our torso does have some benefit when we're training our triceps. It's going to eliminate a lot of action and we get a lot of mid-back stabilization. But what we want to do, instead of winding up in that hinge position and winding up in a position where we can't really maximize the load, we're going to go to something called the X press down. And what this is going to allow us to do is really focus on squeezing through our mid-back because we have these cables in a crossover position. And from that angle, we're going to get that nice press down. Again, we get to work through a lot of time under tension and our triceps work through the entire movement.
Yeah, what I love about that is everyone can use just a little bit more scapular retraction, right? That leads us right into our third alternative, and that would be the skull crusher. Now, lying down on the bench is gonna allow us to get into this position where we're gonna be able to load that tricep up way heavier than any of the alternatives that we've given. And that's the beauty of it, right? You really wanna add some strength and size. This is where it's gonna happen in that skull crusher where again, angle is slightly changed, but the load is gonna be what's gonna challenge us the most.
Exactly, and if we're really trying to grow our triceps, we need to do that. So we want that exercise where we can go heavy. The skull crusher is a great anchor for any triceps workout. It's a great way to lead off a triceps workout. That's the exact opposite of the dumbbell tricep kickback, which is simply just an exercise that you do when you're on your way out of the gym. It's not gonna pump up your triceps much, so skip it, get our moves in instead.